Frank Skinner.
Radio.
That's a proper ending. That was Landside of Love, Transvision Vamp. Yes,
Wendy
mate.
James.
Yeah, we all did. Oh, no, we didn't. I don't mean we all did. That was timing. I didn't know you were going to come in there with her actual name. Yes, welcome. This is Frank Skinner, Absolute Radio, Gareth, Emily, hello. Guests. Guest today, Stewart Francis.
Oh.
All the way from Canada. Who'd have thought that?
I like Canadians.
Do you?
Yeah,
Why?
I'm just saying. I think they've got a better sense of humour than Americans on the whole. Let's leave it there.
I think we will. Well, you'll love him then.
Yeah.
If you want to text us about anything at all today, we'll lead you later in case, I know it's a bit of it's a broad and blank sheet, but you can text us on 81215. That's the deal. Yes, 81215. Don't look at me like that. What's so strange about it?
We already had a text in from a man who loves the fall, Frank. Gerard in Glasgow.
Is he a magnificent man? I like people who like the fall. He's from Gerard from Glasgow.
Gerard in Glasgow.
Glasgow.
He says, well done to you for supporting the fall in your different ways on the show.
Oh, that's nice. Nice to be appreciated.
Yeah. He also says he thinks... I know you don't like compliments, but I'm going to read it anyway, because I quite like the way he phrases it.
Well, we have a policy, can I say, that we don't... we get lots of nice... I'll be honest with you, we get lots of nice stuff. But I think when I hear it read out on the radio, I always think, what are you reading that out for? Showing off?
No, but I like this, Frank, because it's quite old-fashioned and it's quite sweet. He says, credit to Frank for his genuine ahead-of-time passion for the group, as well as being one of the best, most thoughtful comedians around, much needed in these times.
Oh, that's nice.
I like that.
I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate all this, and we all need we all need a slap on the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we need the complete Heimlich manoeuvre. Often a slap on the back is enough. But thanks for that, Gerard. And how come he's up in Glasgow? He's on his way home, I suppose. Weaving in and out of the sick shadows. That's what my girlfriend calls those, when you get sick on the... when you walk around on the weekend. Yeah. And often it's been slightly washed away, eaten by pigeons, the homeless, that kind of thing. But there's still a shadow remains. Speaking of pavements, I went in only yesterday.
Speaking of pavement...
Yeah, we were speaking of pavements, were we not? I feel many of our audience, their ears have pricked up at the mention of pavements. That's me.
Dust out the old pavement.
Yeah. Turn that up, Janice, turn that up, it's a pavements thing. So,
sidewalk if you're from America or maybe Canada.
Well, we'll find out if they say that in Canada. Write that down. Okay, we'll ask Stewart Francis when he comes in. I'm going to also ask him if he can crush a grape.
No, don't. That's the other one.
Is that?
Yes, that's the one who did that children's show.
Oh, that one. I've got vague memories of that. He could test drive a Tonka.
Never mind that. We've got a pavement
test drive.
anecdote.
He could jump off a... What could he jump off, Stu Francis? He used to say,
Why are you looking at me?
Well, no reason. I thought you might have seen it on YouTube. So, anyway, pavements. So I'm walking down the street. I was walking down the street. Gerard will get that. And there was a bloke started to overtake me. Now, I'm quite a quick walker. In fact, I'd say I was
on foot, we should say he overtook you.
Yeah. So I'm thanks. I was walking along and this bloke started to walk faster than me and overtook me. And no one... It's very rare anyone overtakes me when I'm...
I was going to say,
I'm fast.
You've got little pistons there.
I am a fast walker. If someone starts to pass me and I realise they're speed walking, those people, you see some women who've got their office clothes, but they've got trainers on. As well, they've thought, I'll walk home. I let them... Because I think that's a sport. I don't want to show anyone up.
You should also avoid the London Marathon. Don't go out at that time.
No, but running, I allow runners past me. That's fine. But anyway, this bloke, he started to... He obviously thought, grey hair, I'll be past this character in a trice. I weren't having it.
No.
So as he went past, the thing was, I went faster, but I didn't go ahead of him. I kept at exactly the same level.
Oh, I love it.
So it must have been, I'd say, 100 yards. We walked shoulder to shoulder down, and I could see he was looking across at me a little uneasily. And I thought, no, you got to learn, you people.
Oh, it's like some pedestrian version of Duel, that film.
Yeah, but and then eventually I I burnt him off. I let him go for a while.
Burnt him off?
Yeah.
Poor man, he's some pedestrian.
What is that? What does that mean?
Well, that means he left him for dead.
Oh,
He
right.
overtook him, didn't he?
But, yeah.
I should say, for those of you who don't know, that Gareth was in a cupboard until he was 26. And it takes a while to catch up, you know. He's on the wiki all the time, but you can't, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, so he told me it was built in 4 years, 713 days. But that's Wikipedia for you. But I do it a lot. I call it pedestrian racing. It just makes I walk a lot, and it just makes it a bit more. Often I'll choose in the distance. I might choose a pacemaker and think I've got to get up with them.
Right.
God.
Yeah, just to keep
Wow.
you know.
Oh, I think there's someone with a pacemaker. I was thinking
no,
really cruel.
No, they'd be easy meat. Somebody with a pacemaker would be easy. The other thing to do as well, what I did with this bloke, I must play some music. I mean, that's why people tune in, apparently. Why don't they just get some CDs?
Exactly.
Lucy says that he could jump off a doll's house.
Is that what he could jump off?
Apparently, he could jump off a
Thank
doll's
you.
house.
Thank you, Lucy. Appreciate that. I thought it'd be Wendy who sent that in. Oh, God, I'm bobbing and weaving.
You've got a Dennis the Menace t-shirt on, and you're being a little menace today. I like it.
Oh, yeah, I love it when you're all sort of mummish with me.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
So, I'll tell you what I saw the other day. What
Yeah.
about this? I've never seen this before. It was a sign, and it had like a sort of reclining matchstick man on it, and it said, no sleeping.
No sleeping.
Have you ever seen it? And it's a proper printed, not like a knocked up, proper red border, proper sign.
Where was it?
It was on the window of an amusement arcade.
Wow.
On the Strand. Now, who thinks, even like someone who's, you know, destitute, who thinks, oh, I could do with a kit. I know, it's not quiet, is it, an amusement arcade?
No. There's lots of ka-chinging going on.
And where do you recline in there?
I don't know.
I imagine
They're
that...
one of those vibrating seats. Sometimes in places like that, they have the vibrating seats you can put money in.
I think you've got the wrong places.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not that sort of amusement.
I'm imagining that if a lot of homeless people started going in there and sleeping, they could construct an enormous machine like that one with the coins. So they're just hanging over the edge, and you have to put more homeless people in to try and get some down the chute. It'd be an enormous structure, but
Yeah.
wow, what high jinks it would be. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I've slept in some bizarre places in my time. But
Don't we know it, love?
Oh, God, I slept on a central reservation in London.
Central
in
reservation?
Birmingham. Yeah. You know, like you know what a
Oh, I
central...
know what it is. I'm
it was
just expressing surprise that you'd have a lie down there.
Oh, hold on, it was grass. I don't want you to think it was concrete. It's more of a sort of an island, a traffic island.
Was that during the Pernod days?
Well, yeah, obviously, it's not a sort of thing a sober person would do, is it? I'm like, I'm a bit tired, I might go and sleep. No, in those days, I sort of... If I got tired, I basically just crumpled wherever I was. But I woke up and it was about 8 o'clock in the morning. No one had come to see if I was all right. And there was, cars going round and people looking at me and stuff like that. And you wake up and it's like waking up in, you wake up in the morning. I didn't want to go to the toilet because I'd been through the night.
Oh, God.
I discovered. But, yeah, but when you think about it, this is what I always think back of the freedom of those drinking days. To be able to just sleep wherever you get tired.
Oh, yeah, halcyon days.
It's like
Waking
being
up
a
in the
baby.
motorway.
It's like being a baby again, though, isn't it? It wasn't the motorway, that would have been dangerous. It was, I think it was where Broad Street meets Five Ways, if I remember right. There'll be people here from...
Now we know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you should write a book called The Incredible Freedom of Alcoholism.
Yes.
Just encouraging people
Do you think that would
to
sell?
find new freedom.
I slept 2 nights running through Generation X. Do you remember Generation X, Billy Idol?
What, in the
Oh, yeah,
90s?
yeah.
Yeah. I went to see them on a Friday night and slept all the way through it. And then I went and saw them a Saturday night and slept all the way through it again.
Should have a no sleeping sign. That's what they should
That's
do.
what they... Well, yeah, they should. And...
in Billy Idol's new amusement arcade, he's got one now.
Well, when I came on, I watched the first... I think they did the first song. And then the next thing I know, there was like a bouncer bloke saying, come on, mate, come on. And I looked up and Generation X had gone, the crowd had gone. There were people mopping. Just like that. It's a fabulous thing.
Do you want to know the strangest place I've slept?
Oh.
Go on.
No. You could just look at I Love the 90s tapes and there'll be a list of them on there. No, the strangest place was a disused railway carriage in Australia. When I slept in there once. It was horrible. It was out in the bush. It was awful.
And it was...
How did I find one? You look so horrified and shocked that I was there.
It wasn't a five-star hotel that had one room that was converted.
It wasn't. It was. There were some friends that I was staying with, and they said, "Oh, we got a spare room," and I went. They didn't. They went, "We got a spare room," and I went, "Oh, great!" And that was their spare room. It was awful.
Were you woken up by a bouncer as well?
I was woken up by some wombats.
But it was Joe Mangle's bouncer. I love it when it just falls into place. I slept by the side of a railway track once with a mate.
You've slept everywhere.
Still got a bit William Hague, but it wasn't. Me and a mate, we just happened to collapse at the same time, so we slept at the side of it. And when I woke up, we went to the pub the next morning, just to wet our whistles. Because we had whistles as we were at the railway. And I put my thumb in my waistcoat. I used to wear a waistcoat in those days. Put a thumb in my waistcoat pocket. There was a slog in there.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's the little things in life, isn't it?
Absolute Radio.
Can I just say, Frank Skinner,
say what
we've
you
never
like.
had so many texts in about the fall. This is just turning into one long show about the fall.
Is that because there was a documentary on last night?
Oh, yeah, that's why it is.
Has it shaken the wasp
yeah.
nest that is the fall fan?
As Sparta FC here, Sport Victorian Child there. Those are fall tracks if no one doesn't know.
Well done. If you want to text us, by the way, 81215. That's it. That's just a little soundbite.
We have had some texts in about, you were talking about odd places you'd slept.
Yes.
And I was avoiding the question.
Yes.
Guitarist from the Cult. There's a guy called Dominic has texted in saying, I slept on the verge on the slip road.
Well, I've slept on the verge many a time.
On the Verve, maybe. I slept on the verge on the slip road roundabout at Gordano Services.
Oh, I don't know, Gordano.
I love those ones. It's on the M5.
Oh, M5.
Whilst trying to
Are we talking West Country? Are we talking that end of the M5?
Yes, getting towards
Well, I
there.
think there's a lot of sleeping out, isn't there? It's rural.
Well, he was trying to hitch late at night. Oh, dear.
Yeah, you won't get far like that. I think people won't respond if you're asleep.
He got woken at 6 a.m. by the police. Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's a big part of their job, waking people up, apparently.
We had the text from 325. Last three numbers.
Just say their name!
It doesn't say their name.
First text out.
They don't say their name, so you have to say the last bit of the phone number. I've slept on a roundabout.
Can I say, when you say you have to, this is a method that you have come up with. Yeah. There's no absolute ruling on this.
I left my phone somewhere the other day, and I phoned up and got a wrong number. I got my own phone number wrong. The text says, I've spelled...
Just one moment. Let's not go any further. It's a Gareth, don't say it. The wrong number, you say.
The text said, I've slept on a roundabout, so you're not alone there.
Yeah.
I think you'll still be alone unless you did it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're taking him too literally. I think it's obviously a place. I think what happens is if you're drunk or whatever, you cross like a busy road that's got a roundabout. It's the strain of it, the stress. You think, oh, that's enough for me tonight, and then you sleep on the roundabout. No man is an island, of course.
Yeah, I can't actually relate to that, funnily enough.
Can you not?
No. I've never slept on a road of any sort.
Okay. Well, disused. What was it? Disused railway carriage.
That's so much
Was
better.
it? When you say disused,
Yeah.
did you come in the bush? Did you say?
It was in the bush.
So you came
In
across.
Canberra.
Was it entwined with vines?
No, well, it wasn't in a very pretty state. I said,
it ha-
there's a seat there. Put a blanket over you.
Oh, so it had seats.
Yeah, I slept on
It was
the
a
seat
disused railway carriage.
with a blanket over me. Called it blanket to make me feel cosy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was some sort of farm worker.
Oi, Blanky! Bring the sheep in. Okay! I'll get in the ute.
You know, that was absolutely fabulous. I could smell the dags. Yeah, God, it's a lovely little bit. There is, as I always say, there isn't enough drama on
Improvised
commercial.
drama.
Yeah, on commercial radio, it's almost non-existent now.
Faded. Really
Yeah.
faded.
You might remember Ben King's Hamlet.
I remember Ben Jones's Hamlet.
Oh, that's his name. I always call him Ben King for some reason. What is that? What
Ben
is that?
Kingsley. He reminds you of Ben
Oh,
Kingsley.
he does remind me of Ben Kingsley. It's just because he wears that. He just wears that big nappy
Yeah.
and nothing else. I can't. Yeah. And he loves the rice. Anyway,
Oh, we've been sent in a slightly creepy picture.
What?
Of, it says Mr. Skinner relaxing at FanFest.
I don't like the sound of that, Gareth.
And,
What's he doing?
there's
He's
a
not in a
picture of-
sauna, is he?
Well, he's with two other men.
What? In a sauna?
No, it's some sort.
oh,
I
where
guess
did the
it's a
sauna
festival.
come from? You've had it, the
Is it a
sauna.
festival?
Well, it said relaxing, and that
Can I
sounded
show you-
sleazy.
Can I show you that?
Hold on, I can't see it from. Oh yeah.
You've broken your
It's gone off.
computer.
Broken the computer.
I've broken
I can't
it.
see
Oh,
it.
no, it's gone now. No.
It was good that Gareth actually held up a whole computer to show me the picture. I'll see if I recognise the other men.
Oh, this is great radio. Anyway.
I don't know who that is. That's me, though, isn't it?
That's definitely you, I think.
Well, that's this week's phone-in. Who are those two other
Isn't
blokes?
that David Baddiel? Is that not David Baddiel?
Well, don't say it like, it's really shocking. Frank was spotted
No.
out with David
Anyway, look,
Baddiel.
look, us looking at a photo is not great radio. I think you'll agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might do some shadow puppetry later in the show. You'll love that. I suppose
I've got
people,
a little Cliff
if you hold it
Richard
up to the webcam, people will be able to. Don't do it.
No, don't.
So, if you've slept in an odd place that you'd like to tell us about, tell us on 8, 12, 15.
This is Frank Skinner. Absolute Radio.
You know, I love that track. That's Revival by Deer Hunter.
Honestly, we played that song before that, did we?
No, it's a good
That's why
song.
we played it,
It's a good
whatever.
song. I just happened to like.
Whatever.
Yeah. I just, I heard the song and I thought, that's great. Who's this by? Ah. Yeah, it is. It's maybe they listened to the show and they've just come out with a new band and thought we'll call it that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I've got another good track I want to play. Yeah. I've got Pigger!
Oh, you got really into that one.
Oh, that was good.
Frank, we've had some texting about strange places people have slept.
Good.
Paddy slept through a hawk...
I'm not suggesting you read them out.
Oh.
No, go on.
Paddy slept through a Hawkwind concert.
Okay. I wonder when that was, because there was a time when there was a dancer called Stacia who used to dance. I went to see them at the Birmingham Odeon, Hawkwind, and we went just because there'd been a picture in the NME.
Are they Birmingham's?
No.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought they were.
Stacia would occasionally take her top off on stage, and we went. There was lots of teenage boys there. She didn't. I think she did it once, and it got in the NME, and people went to see them for ages. But I was lured in for all the wrong reasons, and then I actually really liked the gig. You know, Hawkwind were excellent. So there you were. You know, as T.S. Eliot said, the last temptation is the greatest treason to do the
No, Ben Jones said that.
right deed for the who?
Ben Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Martin from Nottingham, Frank, says he fell asleep on a bouncy castle at a kid's birthday party.
But it's made for it, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is essentially like a big airbed.
Comfy. And Debbie from Paynton said, my friend and I once slept in an old red phone box. One on the shelf and one on the floor.
One on the shelf?
Was it Heaping Ping?
What, the
Your
world's
friend?
smallest man? Is that how he died? There was a wrong number and he fell?
That must have been like, usually, you know, they have pictures of ladies in phone boxes. Someone must have gone in there and found an actual woman on that little shelf.
Yeah,
That
that would
must have been
be...
quite something.
Yeah, keep it manual. That's what I say. And me and a mate, we went to visit a friend in the flats by us. It was Alfred Gone House down Langley Green.
Oh, yeah.
And he wasn't in, or he wasn't answering, so we went down into the basement and we found a cupboard. And my mate actually slept. I've only ever seen this in deputies doing this in cowboy films. He slept on a chair, but he slept with it leaning back on its back two legs.
Cockling.
And his feet up against the wall, and he slept like that.
Did he?
Perfectly poised. Geometrically...
With his hat down over his eyes?
well, unfortunately, we didn't have a Stetson with us.
That's a shame.
But it was a fabulous thing to see. Of course, nowadays I would have had a camera phone, and that would have been captured forever. Then I had just had to do a charcoal sketch. So I always had my satchel with me, my art satchel. I'll bring it in. The viewers will like that as well. I'm not even calling them viewers now. That's because we're doing so much visual stuff on the show. I'll tell you my favourite story of the week.
Yeah.
Is I want to call it my minty story of the week, I think. It's all right. We're currently debating whether to get sponsorship by a mint company and how we can bring in mint references.
We'll have to talk about mints all the time.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Well, we're doing it now. How much money do we get for this?
I don't think we get any anyway.
Oh, don't we?
No,
Okay.
that's one of my motivational
point.
problems with the whole thing. Anyway, probably shouldn't have mentioned that. We can cut. Oh, it's live, is it?
Oh, that's your phone going, Frank.
Yes, I'll get it later. So, yes, Lou Reed.
Oh, don't... You know, I have a phobia. I've got a long-standing childhood phobia about him. I don't want to talk about
That
him.
is a weird thing, this. Okay, well anyway, let's
I know.
say one of the former lead singers of Velvet Underground. He has banned Susan Boyle from singing Perfect Day on American Idol.
Oh, no.
And isn't it absolutely wonderful that a world can exist where Susan Boyle is in some sort of conflict with Lou Reed? You know, when people say this a lot, I bet you'd never have thought you was going to be, like, about all sorts of things. As if I sat around as a young man thinking about situations I might be in. But that one is so brilliant.
Apparently she got really upset she threw peanuts around the first class lounge.
I should say Peanuts is a personal assistant. There was no need for that. I want to come back to this story because I just love it. It's got everything.
Frank on radio. Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
Frank, we've had a text in about odd places people have slept.
Yes.
And this is from Danny in Brighton.
Was it on 8/12/15, this text?
It was.
I knew it.
It was from Danny in Brighton, or as Gareth would call him, 869.
Yes.
And he said, a friend...
There's the names there, you don't need to say it.
Okay.
That's the whole point.
He says, a friend of mine... Have you finished?
Yeah.
He says...
Sorry, Gareth's now moving furniture. It's become very disruptive since his nomination.
I'll have to have a second job.
Danny from Brighton says, a friend of mine slept in a photo booth. He said he woke up at 6, but got up at 7. So what was he doing for an hour in the photo booth?
You know when you just lie in a photo booth thinking about all the photos you've had over the years? I suppose the curtains were drawn.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
He was just getting used to the light.
They're unsatisfactory curtains for keeping out the light, aren't they, in a photo booth? What are they, about 2 feet long?
Where did he put his head? Was it on the little red stool? Or did he just sleep around the stool?
Maybe he slept on the stool.
Oh, dear.
You're thinking on the floor?
Yeah, I'm thinking on the floor.
Well, then the curtains are completely superfluous.
Well, that's true.
I mean, he's flying in the face of all good reason. Anyway, Lubo, as I'm now calling it, which is the Lou Reed...
Oh, I like Lubo.
Subo dispute. I mean, I love the fact that she threw peanuts around the first class lounge.
I love it.
She's so changed. But I think he was right, wasn't he? Because when Perfect Day was done as a charity single,
Yeah.
I can't remember who did what line now, but you'd get, like, you know, it's a very... His vocal is very, it's a perfect day. So you'd get people joining in
I think
with
you're
that.
being kind to him there, Frank.
Yeah, exactly. And someone else. No,
Oh,
I'm spoiling it. You're spoiling it.
Yeah.
And operatic singers should
Reed's
stay
spoiling
away
it.
from that.
But Zubo's basically karaoke. Like you can't go around all the karaoke bars saying, "Sorry, no, you can't sing that." Sorry, no.
But if
not
you were with Subo at a karaoke, you wouldn't suggest you did Perfect Day, which is not. It doesn't seem right.
Walk on the Wild Side, maybe.
Yeah. I certainly wouldn't want to see her Velvet Underground.
Oh!
No, but it's not right.
Oh, God.
But he should, because he was a good friend of. And is there a treagle? Is there a treagle? I nearly said treble. Oh God!
Oh,
so I've got it in my mind.
God. The producer's just vomited. Yeah, go on.
Yes. What again?
And that was about the first thing.
So what was I
Yeah, so
saying?
Lubo.
Oh yeah, Lubo.
Talking about Lubo, and you were saying.
Well, because Lou Reed was very friendly with Andy Warhol.
Oh right.
And Andy Warhol, I don't know if you know, but he crossed this woman who he said he'd make her a star, and then he didn't and stuff. She'd written a script, and she shot him.
No, I hate it when that happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't want to cross. She'll track Lou down. Don't worry about
If you
that.
cross Subo, you'd be begging for her to shoot you once.
Well, yeah. The thing is, she wouldn't shoot you. She wouldn't shoot you until she'd finished her terrible torturing. That's the trouble. When she's eaten the second ear, and you're... Because if she ate his ears, then you probably wouldn't mind him singing Perfect Day. Yeah, I think he's right, though. He's right to be... He probably doesn't know, though, her reputation as...
Well, exactly. He doesn't know what he's taken on.
I'll say, if she comes out of that tree, you better get hiding. That's all I say. You know she lives in a tree. Are you aware of that? Oh, OK.
Absolute Radio.
Yeah, crowded house, that was.
I won't be taking the weather where I'm going today, but more of that later.
Yes, who could believe the fabulous trip that Emily's going on? But as you
We'll
say,
get to that soon.
our guest is Stewart Francis, and he'll be along soon. And we're available on 8, 12, 15 if you need us.
We're very available.
I don't think you take the. I think there's weather everywhere. I don't think you take it with you. I think.
But you say
go
that.
to the weather.
But how many people have said to you when you've gone abroad? Oh, you've brought the weather with you, haven't you? Because there's a lot of people from the West Midlands, I find, living in sort of tourist reception areas.
It's
Ellis
like when they
Island,
say-
there's a whole West Bromwich community.
It's like when they say, don't bring anything, just bring yourself. I say, no, bring a very expensive bottle of wine and some chocolates as well.
Yes.
And maybe some food. Don't just bring yourself.
It's that kind of attitude
that makes me so popular.
that ruined Cheryl Cole.
We've got some texts in, Frank, on 8, 12, 15 about curious places people have slept.
I'm loving it.
Kate in Croydon. Frank, my sister and I used to regularly curl up and go to sleep under pool tables when our parents refused to leave the pub. This was in the 80s when this behaviour was more acceptable.
They should have been outside on a bench with lemonade and crisps. That's where the kids
Exactly,
used
with
to
some
sleep.
Panda Cola.
Apparently Robin Hood used to often sleep on a snooker table so to avoid detection.
Oh yeah. That's, my mate Billy fell asleep while laying loft insulation. And was late for clock. You could see how that could happen, though.
Oh,
you?
yeah, because it's very cosy. And probably had to get very, very low, like pressing it flat, and next thing you know, ooh.
He said, and he was late for clocking out. Only guy ever to sleep in for going home.
Yeah.
From Ryan and Karen. Oh, no. 4. I'm confused. 900.
See, if once you've got a system, stick with it. That's my advice.
Matt in Surrey. Oh, hi, Matt. I like you. I like Surrey as well.
Hi, Matt. Isn't that a German soap opera of some kind?
Listen to this. I once fell down some stone steps while drunk and landed in a lavender bush where I fell asleep and was only woken the next day by the noise of bees buzzing around my face. Oh, I like that one.
You see, people criticise heavy drinking, but there's something beautiful about that, isn't there? To wake up in the very midst of nature, almost one with the earth, and it's like that Peter Gabriel video when he's overgrown by tendrils. Do you remember that? And insects of all kinds. I like that story. It's like Swamp Beast. Is it called Swamp Beast?
Swamp Beast, yeah. I think there's
No, it's Swamp something else. Someone else said
Thing. Swamp Thing.
Do you mean Swampy, the bypass protester?
Yeah, I mean him.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
the guy, yeah. Dead now, of course.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah, he did. He had a heart attack and he refused to bypass.
Oh.
So not my joke. How could you, everyone was doing that joke. How could you not have heard it?
I'm sorry, I wasn't in comedy clubs in 1973. I don't remember.
I don't know if he was born in 1973. Was he protesting that early? Did he come out with some sort of placard? I think not.
Now he's dead.
He's not really dead. It was a silly joke.
Oh,
I don't want
such good
people...
news.
You know, I don't want this to be like when somebody
God bless
announced the
them.
Queen was dead and it was caused a big sensation.
exactly.
She isn't, by the way.
Can I just read another text,
No,
please?
she
She
isn't.
refused the M4. It doesn't work.
No, but, you know, just get a notepad. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
We'll workshop
The
it.
Edinburgh Workshop. Thanks for this. I've got a text to read out. It's well, actually, he hasn't given his name, and there's a reason for that, and I like him for it. He says, or she, don't know, Edward Nino Hernandez is the new world's smallest man from 516. Oh, I like 516.
Or there's a world's new shortest... And there's another... There's a world's shortest man in weight. We'll talk about this.
Oh, okay.
I'm slightly obsessed with the world's shortest
Yeah.
man. But there was a great thing because this Nino Hernandez...
Edward Nino Hernandez.
They said because often people are quite ill when they're very short, but they said his only problem is that he has eyesight problems. So it's 'cause he's short-sighted. Can you believe it?
We only have this extra.
This is Frank Skinner
Absolute.
Radio.
Stewart Francis is in the house, as I believe young people say.
House. Hello.
Hello, and you're wearing a baseball cap.
I am.
Now, I think no English people should ever wear baseball caps.
Should never.
Never.
a bit strict.
ever.
Why
No,
not?
I don't agree with it. It's
I'm
a
the guy
thing.
wearing
It's
a fedora. What the heck?
It's a North American thing.
Seems weird. Yeah,
But
well,
you're a Canadian guy, so it's legit.
exactly. Yeah, that's what we do.
Peter Doherty said there's nothing sadder than an Englishman wearing a baseball cap.
Is that right?
He's right to say that.
Yeah. Hasn't he got a mirror? So Stuart, can I start off by saying you are one of the few guests we've had who's done Mock the Week who actually likes doing it.
Yeah.
We've even had the regulars on here, and they
Yeah.
all say, "Oh, I just hate it," but
It's challenging. It's a 2.5-hour conversation. So you're sitting on the edge of your seat and trying to get a word in edgewise. But yeah, it's done everything for me over here. It's I can now tour successbely because of that.
yeah,
So I'm
you've
grateful for that.
You've well, I was going to say you've milked it, but that sounds a bit negative. But
no, I milked it, and the hats that I've been able to purchase from doing that show is just it's over the top, literally.
how many baseball caps would you say you had?
14. No, I just got the one. This is my
Can't be right.
just the one. It's my go-to hat.
I was assuming this was your travel cap.
No, you would have
That's
thought.
all.
You would have thought because it's got travel cap written on it. But no, I've just got the one. I got 3 back in Canada, just in case.
I'm not recognising the logo, I must say.
It is an S for Boris Salming. Here we go. How Canadian I'm going to sound here. He's a hockey player that used to play for my hockey team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he's got a line of clothing, and he's a Swede, and so it's his logo that's on the
I think
on the
it's
hat.
rather chic, I have
Thank
to say.
Yeah, I tell you what I like about it. I'm going to paint a word picture for our listeners. It's brown and it's lived in. This is
Yeah.
not a man. What I'm sensing is an emotional attachment with this.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
rather than just a fashion thing.
based on that story. Yeah, absolutely. Boris Salming.
Are you the kind of Canadian who sits watching the Sky Sports looking for ice hockey and baseball and all that stuff?
No, I will watch the games on ESPN America. They're on it. They start at midnight, so I'll watch till 3 o'clock in the morning. Watch if my team's playing, definitely. But if other teams are playing, I'll have a wee look.
Do you think it's an easier thing, Stuart, for a Canadian comic to make it in Britain than an American comic? Because Canada's a bit closer to us spiritually.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
For that, the reason that a lot of expats have gone to Canada, and so my parents are both British who lived in Canada, and so I've got their sense of humor. Canadians have evolved from their own sense of humor from the American television, so we have the best of both worlds, and I'm the end result of that. So yeah, I love it over here.
I like you've taken American humour and evolved it.
Yeah.
It needed a bit of work.
Someone
didn't
had to
it?
do something with it. Yeah, we Canadians did that.
Is there a sort of general rivalry? I've never quite worked this out. It's not like England-Scotland, is it? Canada-America?
No, we're better. There's no rivalry.
Canadians are better,
We
I
are,
find, on the whole.
absolutely.
I think we see them as more civilised, but
You're right.
I do see them, yeah.
But that might be because we think they're more British, and so we sort of
Without
oppose that.
the introduction of the baseball cap, America's really done nothing for the world.
No, well, I see that as a negative.
Yeah. Quit staring at my hat.
I do this thing where I count how many holes they've used on the band and judge the size of their brain.
Oh, really?
I haven't checked yours yet. I don't know how many you've got.
I don't have
flapping
any
free.
hobbies. That's weird. Good luck with that.
We've got Velcro at the back. It's Velcro.
Oh,
Hey,
Velcro. Oh, well, that's a get out, isn't it?
Oh.
Because there's nothing to count.
Yes.
So I know people often ask emigres this, but what would you say was the main
Emma
difference
Gray.
then?
Who's Emma Gray?
You know Emma Gray.
Play along, everyone.
I think she was played by Kate Blanchett. But what would you say was the main... When you moved, what was the things that struck you as being noticeably different?
Well, nothing, because I've been coming over here all my life. Because all my relatives are British, so nothing. I just took it in stride. Lived in Spain for 9 months before we moved to Britain, and that was more of a transition, going from Spain to here, weather-wise and all lifestyle and all that kind of stuff. So the transition from Canada to UK was
And
seamless.
bullfighting as well.
And bullfighting. Oh, I don't like that.
I don't think that happens in Canada.
Not so
Wouldn't-
much, no.
It just wouldn't,
Not
would it?
deliberately. Something's happened at the ranch.
Well, there's the Calgary Stampede, isn't that?
Yeah,
Canada?
absolutely. That's despicable that they still have that in this day and age.
Well, isn't that the Bulls getting their own bet?
I don't know. I don't know who runs it, so I don't know if they're profiting.
It's
but-
run by a bull.
Is it really?
Exactly.
Well, the worm has turned.
Exactly. Well, I think you're mixing up your species there, if I may say so.
It's early. I'm not a morning person.
We'll be back with more Stewart. I nearly called you Stu then, but we'll go into that in a minute. With more Stewart Francis
Like a
after
crush
this.
This is Frank Skinner on
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner.
Absolute Radio.
Polo Notini, 1010.
Did you say Polo Notini?
Oh, God, it's another mint. Sorry, we're dabbling with sponsorship at the moment, Stuart.
Nice.
It's how you get the references in subtly. Polo Notini. Stuart, you're going to hit the road, as
I
they
am.
say.
As they say, October 1st, it starts in York and ends in tears.
Isn't that a gay club in Newcastle?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll be there.
That's where we met.
I
Have a
love,
hat on. Remember that sequin
Oh,
hat?
I remember the hat.
I remember
I love
that.
the name of your tour because I think it's quite
See what
clever.
I've done there? Tour
Yeah.
de Francis.
I like that.
So you can imagine my disappointment when I heard that there's a bicycle race with a similar name.
That's terrible, is when someone else has come. I'm not
Absolutely.
saying that they've ripped it off, but,
Yeah.
I think two people can have the same idea.
You'd think.
Now, if someone comes to see you...
Which I
Stuart-
encourage.
Yes. And let's imagine they haven't seen you on TV.
When?
Yeah.
When?
What?
Let's say when.
Yeah, when they come
Yeah.
to see these, because having heard you on here, obviously they're going to go. My seal of approval means everything.
Sorry.
So what should they expect?
Everything.
Well, they can't expect
They
everything.
can. And I
Balloon
deliver.
modelling?
Everything. Whatever you want, I will do. If you've seen me on the television, hopefully you have, it's just an hour and 5 hour and 10 minutes of that. That kind of madness.
And it's...
Without a hat.
Now, when I watch you, and Tim Vine is another example, and
Never heard of him. Go
yeah, I know. Yeah, I see him as the sort of he was sort of John the Baptist to your Jesus Christ. You know, he came and led the way, and then you came with the ethereal glow.
Yes. Nice.
It looks like incredibly hard to write. Because it's crafted one-liners,
Yes.
one after the next.
Yes.
There's no, I mean, it's all lean
No
meat.
dead weight. Yep.
Yeah. Now, how long will you do on stage? What, hour and 20
Hour
or
and
something?
hour and 10.
Hour
Yeah.
and 10.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever worked out how many one-liners?
No, that would do my head in, actually. So I just go up there and just do all the jokes I can remember to do. And then I'll get off stage and I'll damn, I forgot to do that one.
But have you never attempted to do like a longer story or
No, it's just too self-indulgent.
Sorry.
No, like I'll hear these.
Self-indulgent?
I think, given the fact I'm on stage, so that's rich. But I hear some of these storytellers, and it's like there's a 4-minute story, and with a mild payoff at the end, I'm like, I could have got 20 gags in there. That I'm more bang for your buck. I'm all about that. I would like to see me because all this guy's doing is making me laugh for however long he's on stage, and then he leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a sort of a blanket bombing. I mean, you're relentless. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I love that. Zing, zing, zing. Good night. I love that.
You know, a lot of comics would have got 5 or 6 tours out of that many one line.
Absolutely. I'm just going to do this one.
Have you ever heard of the dramatic pause?
No.
You could have. Anyway, I very much recommend you see Stewart Francis.
Me too.
Because not only are there lots of jokes, but they're also funny.
Yay.
It's kind of the perfect combo.
I think.
And are you going to end with a song?
I do songs.
Yeah.
And I absolutely do. I do a chipmunk. But I do a little chipmunk song. It's really quite sweet.
Can we say that was Stewart who made that noise? For those of you who think we have rodents.
Stewart made that noise.
Yeah.
Then back to this voice.
Mm.
Nice.
And do you still play? Would you still go back and play Canada, or have you nailed your colours to the British mast?
I'm here. You're stuck with me, Britain.
Your wife's British, though, isn't she?
She's Scottish.
She's Scottish.
Yeah, absolutely. If she's listening, hi, honey. Put the kettle on. Love you.
Is she in Scotland?
I don't know where she is.
And why I have my plugging hat on? Yes, I'm wearing a plugging hat. One of it's not a baseball cap. It's more of a tit fur of some kind.
Cat and the buttons on the back. How many is he? Let me just.
Yeah, but you don't get them on a straw boat. Do you remember Straw Boater? He was the South African Minister of Agriculture.
Of course I do. Half my act is based on him.
So you have a DVD coming out.
November 22nd, Tour de Francis, and it's going to be everywhere. Every store, hmv.com, amazon.uk, .co.uk, all that
Too
kind
many
of stuff.
Too many dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, people at home will think they've
everywhere.
accidentally picked up some sort of shipping alarm.
Absolute
Radio.
We're here with Stewart Francis, who he's on tour soon, has got DVD coming out November the 22nd, and who used to be a game show host.
Yes, I did.
What was that
You're
like?
correct.
Yeah, I've never...
That had a lot of authority when you said
And it lingers, doesn't it? It does. So, tell us about that.
It was a show called You Bet Your Ass. Ooh, can I say You Bet?
Just a minute.
Yep. I can say bet.
You can say
it
as long as the prize was some sort of mule or donkey.
No, it was there was a game show back in the day called You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx.
Oh, of
so I
course,
think
yeah.
it's kind of a modern version
When
of that.
the stuffed bird used
Exactly,
to come down
magic
from the...
word. Say the magic word, and so if a contestant said the magic word, it would come down and they'd win $10, which back then could buy you a house and a car and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so it's a modern version of that. And it's the pop culture, and so trivia questions essentially. And it would be 3 contestants and me just being a cheesy game show host.
Yeah,
Can you picture that?
Well, I don't know if I can really. Did you do loads of gags on it, or did you?
I was, yeah. At the beginning, I'd do my own intro and do something funny off the top. It was skit-ish, not too over the top with skits. You don't want to make it look too, like fabricated, if you will. But so I just come on, do a bit off the top, then we kind of launch into the game, and I critique them as they were going along. If someone wasn't getting a lot of, I'd have fun at their expense in a sense, without being over the top cruel, but pointing out how much of an idiot they were for not knowing that.
Not over the top cruel.
Well, it's what I think you'd be doing at home if you were watching a game show, thinking, "Oh, come on, how did you not know that?"
Oh God, I did that a lot.
Yeah.
There used to be a thing called Family Fortunes. I don't know if you're...
Oh, yeah, I love that.
And I used to scream, just idiot and stuff. I mean, I'd get... My girlfriend basically stopped me watching it in the end. I used to get... It seemed... I lost all faith in humanity, not just the British public.
Yeah. Had you watched my show, it would have restored that faith.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. And you did a sitcom as well in Canada. I feel you've walked away from a lot here.
You would have thought. It's amazing what all the things... My sitcom was an award-winning sitcom. I was one of the stars. I wasn't the star. And my game show was seen 16 times a week. I did regular sports interviews with hockey players. So I was on TV, Canadian television, quite regularly. No one knows who I am over there. I come over here, I do a couple of Mock the Weeks, Michael McIntyre's Comedy Roadshow, and all of a sudden people are recognizing me and commenting, saying nice things to me on the street and stuff like that. So it's just in 2 years as opposed to 20 years in Canada. I don't know. We don't have a star system over there. Anybody becomes good at anything, they have to go to Hollywood or further afield, and I came over to the UK because this is the best country in the world for comedy.
But there must be Can you put that down as a?
Yeah, I
we're
was
going to
gonna
use that as a
say.
jingle.
We like that.
There must be Canadian stars, though, aren't there?
Well,
Says he, trying to think
but
of
they've
one.
all gone like Jim Carrey and the like. So, Celine Dion. I don't know why these are things. I'm sorry, but
Why the
it's
long
first
face?
person that came? but they had to leave Canada to become, because we don't have the vehicle that you need to become a star.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, we're not, I'd say, apathetic a wee bit. It's,
I think it might be of your high civilization.
Yeah.
That you see each other as equals and so.
Oh, we are, absolutely. But hey, that equal is the guy that's on that amazing sitcom, American in Canada. But whatever you do, don't look at him, don't comment, don't say anything nice to him, and just point your hat in a different direction and walk away.
You don't want to be an equal, do you? It's as simple as that.
No,
You want to be
I
a star.
completely want to be an equal, but it's nice to get a pat in the back every now and then.
Oh,
Would it
isn't
kill him?
Yeah, and sometimes the entire Heimlich manoeuvre. Yeah, it's good. Well, look, can we say again that the details of your tour?
It starts October 1st in New York. 3 shows in particular.
Did you say New York?
New York.
York.
Oh, sorry.
I might have said New York.
I was going to
No.
say, I mean...
Did that sound better? Yeah, New
Oh,
York.
I'm not getting on a plane.
I'm
for
in
you.
LA on October. I'm in Grimsby October 10th, Lincoln October 12th, and Sheffield October 16th. And the DVD comes out November 22nd.
I think we've covered everything. It's really nice to have you on.
Thanks.
And,
It's been my
really,
absolute pleasure.
Go and... well, I mean, this guy can't stop.
I tried.
When he
I tried
takes the
once.
hat off, he's not funny at all.
That's it.
It's like
It's
Billy's
like the
boots.
mask.
Yeah. So, no, it's been great. And go and see Stewart, because you will get, as you say, more jokes for your money than anywhere else.
This is Frank Skinner on
Absolute Radio.
I'm going to start fading that song before he says...
Why?
Because why put it in? It's all there seems such lovely, clean,
Such a nice
folky
song, and they
types. I imagine
ruin it
them
with
amongst
language.
bales of hay and with banjos, and then suddenly they have to put a swearing thing in. Mumford and Sons, Dadford and Sons, I call them. 'Cause they're so macho with their swearing.
Very Uncle and Sons.
Yeah, swearing.
Guess what? Ben Jones has arrived.
Woo! Ben Jones. So you can have that as a jingle, Ben. So he's got a Super Radio T-shirt on. What about that?
And he's got his little
Pushing it,
yogurt.
isn't he?
He always starts with a little yogurt.
Does he?
He loves a little yogurt.
I never knew that. So anyway, Emily is leaving on a jet plane. Am I right?
I am, but let's not talk about my silly old trip to
Oh,
Beijing
come
to
on.
interview Kate Blanchett. Let's talk about you going to West Bromwich.
Oh, look. We all have our own lights to follow.
Yours is the M40.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to Beijing.
I'll go M42 M6 at the
Oh,
end.
don't
though.
talk about roads.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to Beijing after this show, everyone.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It is well. I get on a plane,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
and then I turn...
Oh, they're the longest
Quicker,
walk.
much quicker, much quicker.
Well, the long walk, that's what Chairman Mao did, didn't he?
And then I'm going to the Forbidden City.
Why is
Apparently
that?
you're not supposed to go there.
No, I've heard that.
Oh, I thought it was Birmingham, but there you go. I'm going to the... I love Birmingham, really.
I know.
I'm going to the Forbidden City.
What? Why is it called that?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to find out when I'm over there. I'm getting
Well.
a private tour.
Are you really?
Yeah,
That'll be smashing.
I know.
Well, is that where the ricotta army are?
I don't know.
They're not ricotta army, they're terracotta.
Italy.
I think the ricotta army would have gone by now, surely. Mice
Would have gone off.
Was spoiled.
Mice would have cleaned that trench out.
The spinach beat them.
So, are you excited
The
for
spinach
me?
army.
Yeah, did they beat them?
They beat the ricotta army.
Stop talking about something other
No,
than
they formed
me.
an
sorry.
alliance. They
Can you
formed
talk
an
about
alliance.
me
Sorry, this
Working
is
ever so well together.
Emily's moment.
Yeah, it's my big moment.
I was doing quite a good bit about spinach. and
I'm
ricotta.
going to China. You're going to Bournemouth. Talk about me.
I've never been to... Have you been to
And
China?
Kate Blanchett, she's my favourite celebrity with a surname that's a way of cooking things.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, what about Susan Boyle and Stephen Fry? I mean, what kind of a... You've got your priorities completely upside down. I can't believe it. Well, I
Yeah, so
think
anyway-
it's very
Beijing.
exciting.
Beijing, where? China?
Yes.
Okay.
And will you find out for me why you're there? Why, in God's name, they ever started that Chinese burn thing? Because it was a great terror to me in my school days.
They have fire, don't they? Don't they have fire?
I don't know what the currency
They
is
have
over
fire.
there.
Do they do it on
Did
wood?
you say, do they have fire
well,
in
if
China?
they invented a different thing that's called the Chinese burn,
They have
do
fire.
they do the Chinese burn on wood?
I'm going to put this music on and then I'll show you what a Chinese burn is.
Oh, get off! Get off!
This is Frank Skinner
Absolute
Radio.
Need you to... Oh, don't ever interrupt me again, Michael. That was in excess.
Dear.
Yeah, I hate it when he does that. I met him.
He doesn't do it so often these days.
Oh, I met him once when he went out with Paul Yates. I met him.
I met him as well. I was there the night you met him.
Yeah,
Big wow, I met him too.
yeah, he was.
I met him as well.
No,
We
you
used to
didn't.
go riding no,
Did you go riding together?
Don't tell lies. You've never met celebrities.
never
He has.
met any.
He's never met celebrities. Are you out of your mind? He's a regular Raymond Blanc. Maison Blanc. Is it Maison Blanc?
Maison Blanc.
Maison Blanc, I think it is. I don't think they do the consonants. No, there's a Maison Blanc.
Can we talk about my trip more?
Yes. Will you
Some
be
more
flying?
facts?
Will you be flying
Economy.
first class?
Well, I think we all know which direction I'll be turning when I go on the plane. I will be going left, yes.
I should
I've managed
say,
to wangle
Onto
it.
the plane,
I should say, because Ben Jones is looking horrified next door. This is not an Absolute Radio trip. This is In Style magazine.
This is for In Style magazine.
Yes, because when me and Ben Jones went to America to do some Absolute stuff, we went by rowing boat. But yeah, you'll be, and will you sleep on the way? This is the
I
big
like to
dilemma.
sleep.
Yeah,
Well, you know what's difficult in first class though is you've got to look like you're used to it. The trouble is if you sit there going, "Oh, can I have some of that champagne?" Then they think it's a bit of a treat in your competition win, and I've got to act like I'm used to it, even though I'm not really.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go to sleep. I think.
You see, I always think in first class, and I've been in first class. Don't hate me. Other people have paid. Do you hate me more now or less? I can't work it out. But I think I'm in first class. Do I want to sleep, or do I want to have every
Enjoy the spoils.
When I went to the World Cup with David Baddiel and our producer, indeed, Emma Newman, we got there a bit late at the...
In the lounge.
well, we were a bit late getting to the airport.
Oh.
And Dave said, we're losing a bit of lounge time.
Oh, I bet the claw comes out in the lounge.
Oh, man, he loves it
claw.
in the lounge. And we was talking to this lady from Virgin, and she said, some people, if they've got a flight at, say, 8 o'clock in the night, they'll come in, 11 o'clock in the morning, have a shower, have a couple of meals, work. They spend the whole day in the lounge.
I do like the lounge. I won't be throwing peanuts around.
No, don't throw it. She's looking for another job now, obviously.
Yeah.
Was it Peanut? Pebbles was the cat, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Susan
was
Boyle's
it?
cat.
Yeah.
If it said she'd been throwing pebbles around. Because, the woman in the put the cat in the bin. I thought there was a Boyle-esque element going on there.
There's something there.
Whereas Susan loves her cat. I think that's one of the great things. That I'd say was establishing her basic humanity.
And according to the article... According to the article,
there's an article now here.
Yeah, her passing time on the plane is singing and crying, alternately singing and crying.
Is that right?
So,
She did.
That'll be me.
It will on the way back. Just make sure you take some flowers for them tank muzzles. That's what they love in China. So next week we'll be broadcasting live from Birmingham, mainly because I'm being inaugurated as something. I have a great honour being bestowed on me.
It's
Again,
so exciting.
our guest will be Shazia Mirza, comedienne, it says here. I didn't think they use that word anymore, but how lovely. It's a bit like negligee. And you can download Not the Weekend podcast from Wednesday. That's completely different from this show. Original, can't get it on radio, can only get it on the internet thing. And the fabulous Ben Jones is next. And I know I take the mickey out of Ben Jones, but actually he's a really lovely bloke.
We love Ben.
Can I just say that? I'm just
My
saying that
baseball
because he
cap.
accused me of bullying about 10 minutes ago. I simply won't have it. I mean, you saw what happened to that woman out of S Club. We've never seen her again since the bullying charge. Poor, lovely girl as well. Face like the moon, topped with custard. Incredible. I'm sending my love out to Kath, who had a little operation this week, and I hope she's not
get
in
better,
too much
Kath.
pain. I love her so much. And good day to you.
Absolute
Radio.